everybody doing? My name's Mike. I got Miss April with us, and if you can see, she's a fearful dog. You're going to see her tail between her legs, and she's shaking right now. So you will see that start to actually disappear as we start doing some obedience. We have not done much obedience at all with her. We just want her to simply be able to exist right now and not panic when she's going into her crate on the tether or by my side. We don't want her trying to get away or anything like that. So the next step is to start to teach her how to heel and sit as a routine with her, just as a practice, so she can get good at it. Now you're going to see her you're just going to see that fear start to melt away as I give her direction. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're using attrition with her, so we're like telling her what to do all the time, and you'll actually see relief. Or I can see, you guys may not be able to see it, but I can see the relief in her eyes as I give her direction, and she realizes, oh, I don't need to panic or find what I need to do. He's going to tell me what I need to do. So let's go ahead and get into it. Heel. Good girl. Good job. Sit. And she also has good girl. She has a distraction right here. My dog is right here. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. So I'm doing this. Nope. Sit. I'm doing this. I only want her to move on my left foot. Heel. Sit. Good girl. I'm not worried about her sitting straight right now at all. I just want her to sit when I ask her. Good girl. Heel. And I also want her to follow that leash. Sit. I want her to follow the leash. So if I turn this way, I want her to turn with me. That's why you'll see me heel. Do it, just exaggerate it like this. I want her to follow the leash. Good girl. Sit. I don't want her to turn that way if I'm going this way. Heel. Sit. Good girl. See how that fear is starting to go away? She's still shaking, but heel. She's looking at me. Sit. She's looking more at me than looking for a way to escape. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Something very important to notice is that I'm not petting her. Sit. So with a fearful dog, you don't go in and pet them. Never do that. If they're fearful, just give them a vocal marking. So good girl. That's what I want. Good sit. Good girl. She doesn't trust me right now and she is fearful, if we pet her during that, she's not going to trust us. So we want her to realize that we recognize the sign of fear, and we're not going to go and pet her when she is this uncomfortable. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. See, she actually likes it when I pick up the pace. Nope, sit. When I pick up the pace for her. Heel. Sit. And that's usually the case with a fearful dog. They have so much energy and they move around so much, or so high energy, that they like the faster pace. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. And now you see that shaking is going down. Heel. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good. Heel. Sit. Good. Sit. So heel. Sit. So what you're seeing now, the reason that fear goes down is she's more focused on me. Good girl. See, the yawning is good. She's more focused on me and what I want, rather than her brain wandering and panicking, and her body's not allowed to flee and panic. Now she's more focused on what I'm telling her to do. She's more focused on the game than what her brain is telling her to do. Heel. Sit. If you make the body do it, nope, sit. If you make the body do it, the mind will follow. Heel. Sit. Heel. Sit. Heel. Sit. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Sit. And see now, no shaking. So So this is what you want to do. If you have a fearful dog, you want to work them in obedience, get them not fearful. Keep practicing that. Keep working with them, get them in a non-fear state, and then do that several times throughout the day. Control what they do. Use a crate, use a tether, have them on a leash with you at all times. They need to be blocked from that flight mindset. That is the only way to get them healthy. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Good girl. Atta girl. So it's just verbal. We're just giving her verbal praise right now. We only had her for about 3 days. So we're going to wait till I've had her like a week or so for me to really start giving her affection, because we don't expect her to accept that at this time. We have to move very slow and be, nope, sit, very gentle with the fearful dog. So like if a normal dog, if a regular dog I'm training knows how to sit properly and they break it, the correction might be a little harsher than that. For her, it's always going to be very gentle, so she doesn't lose any trust, because we don't want to break she doesn't really have any confidence, so we want to build her up at this point. When some dogs need to be humbled, some dogs need to be built up. She is one that absolutely needs to be built up. But like I said, as you can see, she looks beautiful. Sit. If we don't say stay, we repeat the command, sit. And she knows she has to do this for me, or else I'm gonna put her back in the position. That gives her a job, the ability to relieve her mind from wandering, going into this anxious mode. She can actually just focus. Sit. She can actually just focus on what I ask her to do, so her attention starts to be more on me than her surroundings. But she actually is always looking for a way out, how to get away from things. So we want to get her sit, to just listen to the human rather than always looking for a way to escape the situation.